dream of every night. La seule chose qui te préoccupe, c'est la gloire, le cheminement de la réussite, of pushing yourself further than ever before. But the true glory is in the shadows. Le sacrifice que tu fais, quand toutes les chances sont contre toi, when you can't push one more second, chase the glory. Visez haut.
U-Sports on CBC, presented by les championnats U-Sport à Radio-Canada. Une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada. Nike, just do it. Faites-le. Fox 40, celebrating more than a decade of the Fox 40 U-Sports Coach of the Year program. Fier partenaire des prix de l'entraîneur de l'année U-Sport. Veriburn, medical supply partner of varsity athletics since 1979. Partenaire du sport universitaire depuis 1979. Barron, exclusive supplier of U-Sports championship rings. Le fournisseur exclusif des bagues des championnats U-Sport. Wilson, le ballon officiel de U-Sport. Official U-Sports basketball. Et par Green Shield Canada, fier partenaire en titre du 8 ultime Green Shield U-Sport 2024. And by Green Shield Canada, proud title partner of the 2024 Green Shield U-Sports Final 8.
Welcome back here, day 3 of action. We have the final games for the 2024 U-Sports Men's National Championship presented by Michelob Lights. Ray Campbell, Mo Khan here, and we opened up with a snowy game because it was snowing outside of Quebec City. We got UVic against UQAM. Both teams won their conferences, but now playing for 5th place.
Yeah, and it's just going to be a game of pride here in the early Sunday afternoon slot. The question becomes for these two teams, for the University of Victoria first coming into this tournament, the #1 overall seed, get upset on the Friday night against the host of Laval Rouge et Or, who will be playing in the gold medal game at 6 p.m. But can they get it off to a fast start? They lost the first quarter 21-11, their first matchup, won 24-13 against Brock Badgers in yesterday's Consolation semifinal. And then who outside Diego Mafia is going to get the scoring going? He's got 25 plus in both games. Guys like Elias Ralph struggled yesterday, 8 points, 3 of 16 shooting. And then on the other side for UQAM, it's the Civil show and Kevin Civil and what he can get done, and the turnover battles. I mean, they turned it over 24 times in that first game and led to a loss, 13 times in the second game that led to a win, and a special group of seniors for this team.
Well, for UQAM, they're going to lose a bunch of seniors for next year's roster. UVic, they're going to turn back the entire roster, so they're going to prep for next year and see if they can get back to UBC along with UQAM. Coming up next, it will be UQAM and UVic on CBC Sports.
Feel every hit, point, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline. Our passionate team unlocks a world of possibilities with digital broadcasting made simple, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. Proudly Canadian, ISI Live, be there.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
They don't do it for the likes or for the shares. They do it for the fun of it, for the thrill, for the camaraderie, for the memories. CBC Sports, just because they love it.
Hi, I'm here for my 3:30 with a Mr. Greer.
Of course, we've confirmed coverage. The patient will be right with you. Dr. Patel, the patient will see you now.
Health coverage should put you first. Only Green Shield combines your health care and benefits coverage all in one place. Green Shield, better health for all.
Welcome back here to day 3 at Laval University. Up next, player intros presented by Marc-Antoine Garapi.
Le numéro 13, number 13, Kevin Civil. Le numéro 15, number 15, Bad Aidara. Le numéro 22, number 22, Eddie Caljo. Et le numéro 24, and number 24, McFadden Jean. L'entraîneur-chef, Mario Joseph. Et maintenant du côté des Vikes, and now for Victoria, le numéro 1, number 1, Aaron Tesfa-Georges. Le numéro 2, number 2, Elias Ralph. Le numéro 6, number 6, Diego Mafia. Le numéro 10, number 10, Shaden Smith. Et le numéro 14, and number 14, Reynaldo Robinson. L'entraîneur-chef des Vikes, the head coach, Craig Beaucamp.
All right, welcome back here to day 3. We are in the first game, the 5th place game between UVic and UQAM. Both teams conference champions. We welcome you, those who are watching. Of course, there is the hour change, so 1 hour less sleep for these young men, for both of us included. Greg, and now we get ready for tip-off. A key in this game, look, it's to be a top 5 team, which is your top 5 amongst the body of teams in esports.
Well, I mean, you talked to Craig Beaucamp before the game, and he said how he's going to run back most of this team next year. They're going to have 2 weeks off, and then they're right back into the thick of things. So it's a measuring game. They want to play 3 games here, just not in this time slot. So they're going to come out aggressive and angry early, I assume.
Yeah, not in the order that they're in right now, 5th place. But right now, it is a chance to finish off on a strong note for both teams. And here's the man who's strong, and here's Mafia. Cannot get that one. And the cleanup by Ralph. And this will go right to Garojo, and here come UQAM, 1 and done for the Vikes.
And the emotional high for this UQAM team with a bunch of guys who have grown up playing ball with each other one last time in the court here.
Doso, he missed that. He had an emphatic dunk yesterday. That was a highlight rim racker that we saw early in the day 2 competition here from Laval University.
Well, he'll be in the highlights for the tournament package here as you see the connection early on with Ralph and Mafia going wayside, but those are the 2 guys outside of Mafia. Like I said, it's got 25 plus in his first 2 games. Ralph is usually their go-to secondary scorer, and if not, they look to Ronaldo Robinson as their tertiary.
Robinson in the lineup for the first time today. His family's out here from Montreal, Quebec. And Garojo against Ralph, 2 lengthy players. And the cut to McFadden Jean, the top defensive player in Quebec. And he gets the first 2, and they're off and running for the Citadins.
Yeah, Mafia took a gamble there in the middle of the paint, tried to go for the strip there, not rewarding. The pick and roll works with Schmid here.
And here is Mafia, and you can see the regal qualities of him, bright and beautiful. And that might be the matchup of Jean against Mafia when Mafia has the ball in hand.
Well, and we saw a couple times in the games yesterday what elite guard pressure could do in terms of stunting your half-court sets.
Garojo missing the 3, rebound Dosu, new 14 for the Citadins. Dosu uses deltoids, and he's off the window and in. They're up 4-2.
And it's a good-looking offensive rebound there and a stronger move by Dosu, who had 14 and 13, respectively, yesterday in points and rebounds.
Schmidt, who unfortunately was a highlight poster for Chuente, and they did make the U Sports highlights on Twitter, actually. And right there, whistle, and that will stop play with 8:13 left in this first quarter of action. It looks like both teams have had their sea legs under them, in this matchup. Of course, UVic a little further out from UQAM. UQAM took a 2-3 hour bus ride from Montreal to Quebec City. UVic a longer path to get here, about 6 hours or so from Victoria to Quebec City.
Well, it's going to be short and sweet next year if they keep things rolling the way they have with 3 straight 17-plus regular seasons.
Ralph off the heel, rebound Mafia. Going back out, intercepted by Jean, and here comes Seville, and here comes the Citadin. Dosu! And he's fouled by Smith, and he will go to the line. And you can see right here, both teams playing with no fear or intimidation in the early goings of this matchup.
Well, what's there to lose at this point? I mean, you're in the first slot of the Sunday afternoon game. Again, both teams earned their way back into this matchup with a win yesterday, but again, the effort has to be sustained for both sides over 4 quarters. The key for this game for the Vikes, again, starting fast. When they lost that quarterfinal matchup to Laval, they got outscored by 10 in the first quarter.
Dose at the line, and he's 1 for 2. His 5-2 lead on this snowy Sunday afternoon in St. Foy, Quebec. Many did not expect that. Here's Ralph. Nylon down the pipe, and he gets it back to a 5-5 game.
Yeah, he struggled yesterday, 1-9 for the Lambion, and that's a good-looking start there by the junior. You'll want more of that in that pick-and-pop situation with him and Mafia. They'll try and work that throughout the course of the
Ice
game.
veins in his arms, and here is Dose. They got 5 behind the protractor for the Citadin. Carajot, who played for the Alliance last year in the CEBL. Here's his jumper over Ralph, and he's fouled and will go to the line for 2. And that will be the second team foul on Victoria.
Well, Ralph was claiming that he had a kick out there as he extended away. And for those of you that are big-time basketball fans, there was a call against Jason Tatum the other week in the NBA where a foul that was thought to be a shooting one was called off for a game winner because he extended that foot and initiated the contact. Ralph doesn't win the argument here, though.
You see Ali Carajot, a well-decorated player in the CEGEP and University ranks. And here is Smith with the rebound. And here is Diego Mafia, who's one of the most decorated players in U Sports history, Player of the Year. And a man who can put an assault to his numbers next year and further his distance with what he's done as a Viking during his time in Victoria. And Mafia does add more panache, and now it's back up to an 8-6 lead for the Vikes.
Well, in high school, he started the party scoring 94 points in one game and singly outscored another team who had 88 in a contest.
Only. Here is McFadden Jean with a 2-handed slam. We're back to 8.
The backdoor cut is the staple. You want to cheat high on those screen situations or on those reads, and they'll get you quick. And then you see Schmid flashing here.
Schmid, fresh and frisky on that play from Mafia. It's 10-8 lead, and this might be first one to 100 wins.
You see Mafia, he's going to have the ball in his hands a lot, but his distribution's key. He's already got 5 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists.
Adara, Carajot. UQAM did lose to UVic during the preseason, 75-54. And that was back in October. So there is some familiar faces of concepts and how it's being run out there of how it is. So this is not a foreign game for these two teams going up against each other since they played about 5-6 months ago.
Yeah, well, the shooting percentages is up for both teams at this point. 60% for the Citadin and 57% for the Vikes right now.
You can see now this has been quite the tricks and touches. And here is Robson with the trick and touch, and he will be called for the charge, and we go back the other way. And he is going to be a brick foundation player for the Vikings next year. And for Bocam, as you said before, they're going to run it back with everyone, pretty much. They don't lose any seniors. So this team, we can't forecast yet here, Greg, but they might be your favorites to win preseason #1 going towards next October.
Well, like we said, 3 straight regular seasons with 17+ wins, the #1 seed in the Canton West this year. They've gone through the meat grinder out there, and with the national championships being out in UBC, I mean, it's a short trip for them, and you know they're going to be hungry in the offseason.
Hadara is hungry. Carajot is hungrier, and he gets his stomach full of threes, and he gets it back up for UQAM by 1.
Well, the second-team All-Star gets it done defensively on the one and drawing a charge, and then he scores a 34% three-point shooter.
Robson, very familiar with these guys from the CEGEP system as he went up against a bunch of these guys at his time at Dawson College. Elias Ralph with the left, and he is skying in there to give them a 1-point lead again.
And you see the difference in mentality from Elias Ralph this afternoon. He's already got 5 tied with Mafia now, 2 of 4 from the field. Aggressive in terms of his pick-and-roll decision-making.
Diaz, another future player for the Citadin. Carajo, perhaps playing his last game from the flats. Nylon, big three for him. They're now up by a score of 14-12.
That's a good looking shot. Diaz got picked on quite a few times yesterday in their semifinal win, or consolation semifinal win, but big time three they hit 11 yesterday.
Robinson comes back with a response. A rare sight from that position. He's usually slashing towards the nets. And it goes back over. And here is the Citadin again, and that is denied, repelled away from the shot coming from Haidara. And they get it back to Louis Jeune. Stolen by Ralph. A 2-on-1 with Robson to his left. And the transition three. Rebound, Dosu. And here is Haidara, and here are the Citadin the other way.
Well, you got to be careful attacking Pereira. He's got 23 blocks in the regular season. That's 7th in the Can West. So he's their perimeter or paint protector for this team.
Dosu on the interplay, and he's fouled. And check Dosu, he's played the last 2 days, and he's been quite the menace with the opponents he's gone up against, Winnipeg and now UVic.
Well, I mean, we'll talk about yesterday, 31 minutes of action, 14 points, 3 rebounds, including 6 offensive.
Timeout on the court, 4:27 left in this first quarter play. 14-14 game, you're watching UQAM UVic in the 5th place game. You are on CBC Sports, the 2024 U Sports Men's Final 8, presented by Green Shield and Michelob Light on CBC Sports.
Hi, I'm here for my 3:30 with a Mr. Greer.
Of course, we've confirmed coverage. The patient will be right with you. Dr. Patel, the patient will see you now.
Health coverage should put you first. Only Green Shield combines your health care and benefits coverage all in one place. Green Shield, better health for all.
The 2024 GFL U Sports Women's Hockey Championship, presented by Connect Energy, is headed to the campus of the University of Saskatchewan for the first time on March 14th to the 17th. Single game tickets start at $10 for children, $22 for adults. Click on the QR code at the bottom of your screen or visit usas.universitytickets.com to order your tickets today. The 2024 Green for Life U Sports Women's Hockey Championship in Saskatoon. Chase the glory, and right now these teams are chasing for 5th place. It is a 14-14 game with 4:27 left in this first quarter play. Tail of the tape right now in your mind.
The aggressiveness of the Vikes right off the bat, and despite it being 14-14, I like the looks by Elias Ralph so far, who's tied with Mafia for 5, and then on the other side you've got Carajo with a pair of 3-pointers to lead all scorers at 7. So both teams aggressive, and both teams going to have to settle in defensively at some point.
In the game now, and here is the 3 from Bogue, and he misses that. Rebounded by Carajo, and here's Haidara on the gallop, and now the 3 in transition. Back heel, Carajo couldn't do the put back. Doso, Louis Jeune denied. Second bite of the cherry. Utter chaos, and back out over to Haidara.
And they got to get their matchups quickly here, and they settle in.
They are fiending for points. And Louis Jeune gets it from a distance, and now they're up by 2.
And Hellman can only do so much there. He's just got a longer reach and an extension when he releases that ball, and you see them settling into a bit of half-court pressure here in a high pick and roll.
And back out for the 45. Miss this time by Arnott, and now back with it is Louis Jeune.
Shoot 31% yesterday in the win, 35% on the season. First in makes and attempts.
Haidara on the switch. Pereira on him. Haidara using his body like Cirque du Soleil as he angled it properly, and he corkscrewed his way up to the net. And we'll go to the line for 2 free throws.
That's a slick little crossover there. If we're going to get a replay of it with that left hand there, he just keeps it on the palm there, and you'll see with that left hand, just a little hesitation in and out, and then he just beats Pereira inside, and it uses the body to absorb the blow. Tries to finish with the right hand, but he'll have 2 cracks at the charity stripe.
Well, good start here for both teams, shooting very well. And you talk about UCAM during the regular season, they were 42%, and Victoria 43%, both in the top 25 of the nation. And for Bahati Haidara, his last game was a Citadin, and he's 1 for 2 on that. So 17-14 lead for the team in navy blue and sky blue. They're going with the away uniforms today against UVic's home.
You see the pressure of the 2-2-1 press here. You just beat it correctly through the wing with traffic down the middle from Bogue initially to draw attention.
Smid, and 1. And he will go to the line. Shane Smith scoring about 7 a game from Duncan, BC. And the rugged big man will have a chance to bring this back to parity.
I mean, that's a highlight that you might want to switch out or add to his tournament package there. But how many times do you beat the press in a situation determines how often they want to apply that pressure. And Schmidt gets a good job in not a three-point play, but 4 points, 10 rebounds yesterday, including 6 offensive. He has a nose to be around the rim.
Dosu against Smid. Denied by Smid. Rebounded by the Vikes, and here comes Mafia the other way.
3 blocks yesterday, too, in their win.
Yeah, they hit about 4.5 per game, and Mafia hits threes like they're candy out there, and he's back up 2 for the Vikings.
Well, he's taking candy from a kid there in that situation. Just that little jab and then a half step back is as much separation as this kid needs to launch.
Caillot in the game for the first time. Louis Jeune out there as well. Caillot to his left, now to the right. Louis Jeune in the paint. Haidara slashing. Haidara, Dosu, Caillot from the flats. Missing the 3. That will plinkle up on the backboard, and Mafia couldn't save it, and he goes into our cameraman, and that will be UCAM ball.
And they're hustling and chasing in that situation because they're playing in a matchup there, and because they draw so much attention to the opposite corner, and Mafia tried his best there, but pair of substitutions coming, and you see the starters getting heavy minutes here early on for Craig Beaucamp and company in their last game of the season.
And you see now McFadden Jean along with Carajol back in. Ralph back in as well. And now in the game for the first time, Tesford Georges as well. Diaz, backdoor. And that ball is sent towards St. Catherine Street. And that was not the pass that was ideal in terms of where they were on the court.
It was a little sloppy with the two-handed backwards pass as well there. Just kind of threw it up in hopes for him to get it. You see they beat him on the press the one time, and now they'll just settle back into the half court, man-to-man.
Elias Ralph on the lower block. Ralph fade away, and he's fouled by Caillot, and he will go to the line for 2 with 1:59 left in his first quarter of action.
It just gets him on the right wrist on the follow through there, junior on junior, and the score gets the better end of that deal there. Averages a hair under 16 points per game on the season, at 58% free throw shooter, but elite in terms of being around the rim as well. 8.4 rebounds a game. He's 8th in terms of offensive rebounds, and defensively and the total, he's a top 10 guy.
The second free throw good. Up next will be Ottawa against Dal in the bronze medal game. That will be at around just after 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then 6 p.m. it is the one. All eyes of the Canadian basketball world will be on St. Foy with Queens and Laval. Diaz, jab step 3, back heel, rebound Mafia.
Well, that's going to be a tasty matchup. We'll preview it throughout the course of this afternoon, but you have 2 elite scorers and 2 elite big men on the opposite side. So old school versus new school basketball, which one wins out?
That's true. Mafia is new school, and you see why as he's launching that 3 from Kamloops, and they're up by 6.
I mean, what do you do as a defender in that case? He just goes behind the back between the legs, and then you see a behind the back here over Ralph.
Louis Jeune, and Mafia the rebound again. And with 1:10 left in this first quarter play, as he whips past the test for Georges around Diaz, who gets the call for the foul as he went airborne, but did not have any control at all.
He's already up to 11. Diego Mafia to lead all scorers at this point, but that's what he does to you, especially when they get running and gunning like that. His ability to pass and thread the needle, second to none in the country. Timeout on the floor.
Timeout call. 1:06 left in this first quarter play. 23-17 lead for the Vikes over the Citadel. Stay tuned here. You're watching the 2024 U Sports Men's National Final 8, presented by Green Shield and Michelob Light on CBC Sports. Welcome back here. It is late in the first quarter, and the dynamics of the first period of play here. Victoria up over UQAM, 23-17. UVic has, you see their arsenal of options here that they have, Greg. And like we said before earlier in this broadcast, MoCam said it's tough to win Can West as they've done so for the last few years. But I would have to say right now, if we're looking on the present moment, I think they're your favorites to win it. Will be the favorites to win it next year at this time.
Would it be a shock if they're the #1 overall seed again? They just ran into a team that was well prepared and knew they had over a week and a half to look at them, and it was a size mismatch. And the difference is they've started faster in this first quarter here as Mafia sinks the first free throw. But I mean, when you have 3 elite scorers, especially in Mafia, Ralph, and Robinson, and then you see a guy like Schmidt who's been a key cog in the middle of the paint for this team, you have to like their chances. The question is, do they have the mentality to grind it out over a summer and another long season to get back to where they want to be?
It is a long off year for any of these programs. Whether you make the playoffs, whether you win a championship or lose it. And here's Lejeune for 3, missing that. And for teams to get themselves refocused, you need to kind of detox from the sport, just to kind of get away from it and just kind of reinvigorate yourself to hopefully have the determination to come back again and hopefully close it out with a national title on your ring finger. And Tesfa Georges misses that. Schmidt with a rebound. Another reload. And that is incomplete by Arnott. And here is Lejeune for the last chance. Clock is off. 18 seconds left on the big clock.
I would say just be patient here. Play for the last shot at this point. It's not a great first quarter for Mario Joseph and company, but they'll try and take a little small piece of the pie here at the end.
Gallagher from the flats. Side rim, rebound at the end of one. UVic up by a score of 25-17. You're watching the 2024 U Sports Men's Final 8 Championship, presented by Green Shield and Michelob Light on CBC Sports.
Hi, I'm here for my 3:30 with a Mr. Greer.
Of course, we've confirmed coverage. The patient will be right with you. Dr. Patel, the patient will see you now.
Health coverage should put you first. Only Green Shield combines your health care and benefits coverage all in one place. Green Shield, better health for all.
The 2024 U Sports Women's Volleyball Championship is headed to the campus of McMaster University in Hamilton, Ontario, March 15th to 17th. Tournament packages and single-game tickets are on sale now. Click the QR code at the bottom of your screen or visit marauders.ca/tickets to order your tickets today. The 2024 U Sports Women's Volleyball Championship in Hamilton, Ontario. Chase the glory. And then tonight, after us, partner, flip your screens towards the Women's Championship Final 8 in Edmonton at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So a lot of sports tonight and next weekend.
Yeah, clash of titans there out west as well. The Saskatchewan Huskies knocking off the Laval Rouge et Or in their semifinal matchup. And then you had Queens and Carleton, a flip from what we had yesterday here, which was Queens and Ottawa in the other semifinal. But back on the court here at Laval, and the story is Diego Mafia averages 25 plus in the first 2 games of this tournament, 13 in the first quarter alone.
And here's Gallagher against Pereira. Seville from the center arc. Bam! He hits that one, and now they're down by 5. Kevin Seville, that's his DNA from that point of the court.
Well, they're 2 of 8 in the first quarter, 25%. Get the party started here early in the second.
Robinson with it. And here is Tesfa Georges, and back out to Elias Ralph. Around Gallagher, and Ralph in like a sword to the basket, and now back over to Gallagher as he was caught as a bystander on Ralph's blow-by.
Methodical again, crossover from that right side wing, right to left, left-hand finish.
Seville in traffic, Carajot from the near flats. And that lacked ingenuity. Rebounded by Ralph, and here's Robson the other way. Ronaldo Robson bringing it back up. Down low, Pereira getting his first 2 points of the day. And you can see this kid has great potential to be a runaway train for the Vikings next year.
Well, I mean, between Pereira and Schmid, they've got 2 athletic bigs in the middle that can space the floor offensively and as well defensively close the gap.
Seville missing that 3 from the center arc. You can tell this is a Viking team full of confidence, and they have that polite arrogance to them, and you see why Hadara is one of the best in Quebec as he gets it down to a 7-point lead for the Vikings.
Well, relaxed is the key word in this game, and Hadara, the fifth-year senior, 7th in scoring at 12.6 points per game.
Ralph missing that from the heel, rebounded by Hadara, and here come the Citadins. Jean will slow it down, Seville around 1. And he will defer back to Hadara with Tesfa Georges on him.
Good transition defense by the Vikes with their matchups there.
Hadara, kick out. Seville already on 1-3. The alley! And the oop was missed by McFadden Jean. And now it's Doso on the cleanup. And that was well off the mark. And that will be a shot clock violation going back the other way for McFadden Jean. He had the aerial artistic gravity, but the finish was lacking.
Well, Ronaldo Robinson gets caught ball watching the handler at the top there, and then they're just slipping sneakily on the back door there, and if it wasn't for that miss, he and Schmid may have been co-features or co-stars in terms of the plays of the tournament in terms of highlight reel dunks.
Well, hopefully we're seeing some more prompts and attacks in this game.
We're very comfortable with this 5 out or 4 out and 1 in the paint look. It gives them a lot of space for guys like Robinson to operate.
Robinson now trying to operate it through, crossing against Hadara. They've gone at it against Dawson teammates, and Robinson will not get the better of his ex-teammate at Dawson College. Here's Seville back the other way, transition. Jean missing that, and rebounded by the Vikes.
You see a quick breakneck pace to start this second quarter so far by both sides. Evenly matched 5-4 UCAM lead here in the second. In the paint they go, high off the window. That is missed by Gallagher, playing his first minutes of the tournament from Renton, Washington. Scoring 4 a game, had 13 against Manitoba. Did not play in the Cam West final, had 10 points against University of Fraser Valley. And the Washington native getting his first run of games here. So you're talking to Beaucamp before the game. He's saying potentially, 5 or 6 NCAA games they're looking at. I mean, this year was no exception. Why this team was one of the favorites coming into this tournament. They lose 68-80 to Xavier in the Bahamas on August 8th. August 10th, they lose a bit of a blowout against Penn State, 103-77. But then September 30th, Carleton Ravens, the defending national champions coming into this year, they smacked them around 85-58 at home. So, I mean, they're elite, and they want to play elite competition. It'll be interesting to see also, partner, who they line up for August next year. Well, that's always a big learning tool for all U Sports teams, right? To have that window to play NCAA or international teams in the month of August. They, usually you play minimum 3, 4, upwards to 5, 6. So, and that leads into the preseason tournaments that we have across Canada. And a lot of these, as we said before, UCAM played UVic earlier in October. And if you look at the overall 8 teams, half of them have played each other at one point or another during this point of the season. Well, it's like the teams that feel like they're going to be at it at the wits' end of the tournament schedule in terms of being here in March, kind of talk to each other potentially and get some matchups early on. It's advanced scouting, more or less, right? You want to kind of scale yourself and see how you measure up against these teams. Subtly. Seville. Back out it comes. Hadara. Nothing. And now back over to the Vikings and recovered by Seville. Here's Louis Jeune. And the layup converted. They're now down by 7. They had all the effort there, and good job by Ryan Gallagher, the freshman, playing defensive hero there, but then they just couldn't recover the loose ball. Hilaire in the game for the Citadins, saved by Gallagher. Back out to Robson on the pirouette. And now the floater. Smith rebound. And Louis Jeune right back to Dosu in the magical pass from his position. And now it is over to Louis Jeune once more. Hilaire's 3. And that does not connect. And Robson on the rebound. Well, if you look at Robinson the last time there with that spin, in some cases will be called, but at the elite level, you can spin off with that one hand.
Gallagher, look at the fancy shot against Hilaire. Two depth players for this respective programs, and back to Robson it comes. He goes by one. Gallagher didn't get it, and now Bogue does. 3 left in the shot clock. Someone's got to release it, and that won't happen. Louis Jeune's got a 2-on-1. Bogue on defense. Louis Jeune denied by Bogue. Put back Hilaire.
Well, they get the 2, but Bogue, great job sizing him up on the fake in that situation. Now you see the pressure coming against the freshman from the senior in Seville.
And all of a sudden, it's a 5-point lead for the Vikes over the Citadin, and this will be a whistle, and this will be a foul, and we are going back the other way. Not many fouls in the first half play with 5:20 left in to go.
No, they're letting them feel each other out here, but Smith with an obvious one there. He's just pushing as he's settling into that screen right into the abdominal region there, and referee saw him ride that the entire way. And now you see Diego Mafia come back in first action here in the second quarter with 5:28 to go in the first half. So this is where in these fifth place kind of games, again, rotational minutes, get your team set up for next year as well with guys like Gallagher, the freshman, getting minutes.
Seville missing that rebound, Uvic. So championship Sunday, 6 p.m. Laval against Queens. And then we have the women's at 9:30 p.m. East, 7:30 p.m. Mountain. Lovely move right there. The finish right there for Elias Ralph, and he might be an early candidate for Can West Player of the Year next season with the way he plays.
Yeah, it's flush, but when you have Mafia as your teammate, that's tough. But those two definitely are going to be in the running for first-team All-Stars together for sure.
Seville is a first-team player, and now a whistle and a foul, and this is going back the other way.
And we see that extension of the elbow. It's something we've mentioned over multiple broadcasts. It's a point of emphasis any time you want to create that separation. And a substitution coming in from Mario Joseph, and you see the spin there, and then the right hand right there at the end of it.
That's a no-no in basketball. So timeout called on the court. 34-26 lead for Victoria over UCAM. You're watching the 2024 U Sports Men's Final 8, presented by Green Shield and Michelob Light on CBC Sports.
Feel every hit, goal, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline, immersing you in the game like never before, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. We deliver unparalleled simplicity and tailor-made digital broadcasting solutions crafted to make you feel every moment in a way like never before. Our passionate team ensures your message reaches audiences reliably every time. Proudly Canadian, we bring a touch of innovation and our passion to the world stage. ISI Live, be there.
Hi, I'm here for my 3:30 with a Mr. Greer.
Of course, we've confirmed coverage. The patient will be right with you. Dr. Patel, the patient will see you now.
Health coverage should put you first. Only Green Shield combines your health care and benefits coverage all in one place. Green Shield, better health for all.
CBC Sports is Canada's home for university sports as we present the gold medal game of the 2024 Green Shield U Sports Men's Basketball Final 8 tonight at 6 p.m. East. Catch all the action from Quebec City, only CBC Jam, CBCSPORTS.CA. U Sports on CBC, Chase the Glory. So 6 p.m. tonight on CBC Sports. We have the platforms ready to go. And of course, for those who want to watch it in French, it'll be on TVA Sport as well. So we have it covered for you in both languages, and we can't wait to bring you that game tonight at 6 p.m.
It is going to be rocking in this building. I mean, you upset the #1 team as Mafia airballs that one there, but you upset one, and then you shut down another elite team with Malcolm Christie as the leading scorer for Dalhousie. Now the dream scenario for Nathan Grant and company.
Coyote. And you know what? Coyote with the finish over there. The start for this Laval team came at the hands of UCAM when they beat them on a back-to-back Thursday-Saturday week. And that solidified their playoff spot because they were, again, we spoke about it yesterday, they were being chased down by McGill, who had an edge at the moment over Laval had they lost their remaining games. And here we are, Laval is one game away from being the national champions, which would be the first time a Quebec team would win the title since 1998, led by Ryan Thorne with the Bishop Gators, who is now the current McGill Redbirds head coach.
Another basket by Mafia's uncontested or late contest there over Ralph, gets it to go, but Mafia and Ralph now a combined 20 6 points. It's the story of the first half here for this team.
Caillot with the 3. They're down by 5. Ralph the fade, and that's off the back heel, rebounded by Louis Jeune. And he will bring it back up with 3 options to his left and goes to Seville in the short. Louis Jeune backing up and now with the chance to maybe chip away, nibble away at this 5-point gap.
See the hand check there, trying to create separation, same spot.
And that's a splash for Carajo. Back-to-back 3s, timeout called by UVic. They're down by 2 UCAM. Could they come away with the lead at halftime? Stay tuned here with 3:11 left. It is UVic 36, UCAM 34.
Visit the official Final 8 store and get your hands on one of the t-shirts especially made for this event or a Ruggiero themed merchandise. A must to see now at the entrance of Pepsi.
Welcome back here, 36-34 lead for UVic over UCAM in the 5th place game, the first of 3. It's been encompassing jeopardy with these 2 teams right now with how they played so far in this first half of play. And it feels like momentum is still in the middle, but leaning slightly towards UVic.
Well, UCAM's been consistent, 17 points in the first and second quarter now, but Vic, after 25 first-point quarter, or only at 11 here, so UCAM settled in defensively here. And a large part, though, was Mafia was on the bench for about the first 4.5.
And Smith's pass intended for Mafia, that went back over to Cranbrook, BC.
It'll be another turnover for this team, and it'll be, when they update it here, should be their 8th of the game, and that's accounted for 8 points for the Citadin.
And now back over it comes, and here is UCAM with possession. Seville looking for the options to work with. Haidara with it. Carajo on the pick. Haidara cannot find it. Now goes back to UVic, and here they come the other way on a turnover by UCAM. And here is number 3 in Izzy Hellman in for this matchup for the final 2:29 of this first half.
I love that pick and roll situation. Smith stands in the paint there.
And in the paint. The putback not there. Missed by Schmid. And that is a loose ball. That is going to be a whistle. And that is going to be going against UCAM.
And the official's hearing it because initially he pointed in favor of UCAM. And he says, it's okay, guys. I make mistakes too. You know, officials are humans at the end of the day.
And right there's a human play on the finish coming in from Arnott. And remember, these are humans who've had 1 hour less of sleep because of the clock change.
Well, and I mean, the legs on these guys, wear and tear the first 2 games of this tournament, and especially for the Vikes having just been in Winnipeg a week and a half ago for their Ken West 3 games in 4 days. So they've been busy, a lot of jet lag, we could call it too, you know, going to the middle of the country and then going further out east in a couple of weekends.
They're almost like a rock band over here, touring Canada. And this is a tour that they love to extend next year and hopefully get themselves back to a first place game for the gold medal. And for UCAM, they're going to have a little bit of a different roster composition next year. They lose Haidara, Seville, Alex Lochard is not going to be back. Eli Carajo may or may not be back. So this is a team that will not be the same in terms of the roster composition. We'll have to look at the youth as being the present for next year.
You'd like Carajo to come back, though. Nice little game so far. 10 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists in the first half off 3 of 7 shooting, including 3 3-pointers.
Backdoor, Seville. 8+ finish on that. And now they're down by 2.
And he's up
36.
And he's up to 5. And here comes the full court pressure again. Last time they did this, they were able to get an and-one opportunity.
And they break it. And now here comes Carajo. Carajo trailing. Acrobatic and emphatic and 1.
That is a highlight reel. It's not a dunk, but watch him absorb this contact and then readjust to the right hand at the end of the play as Elias Ralph is left standing there, lost for words, and so is Craig Beaucamp and company. Timeout called.
Timeout called, 1:14 left. You are watching the 2024 U Sports Men's Final 8 presented by Green Shield Michelob Light on CBC Sports. Welcome back here to Laval. 1:14 left, 38-38 lead. Team talk, does that change if one of these teams has a lead in the hand?
No, I knew it was going to be a battle for both these teams coming into this game. And the Vikes got a rude awakening in their quarterfinal loss to the host in the Laval Rouge et Or, where, again, they were presumable favorites to enter the gold medal match at 6 p.m. That's going to be played here on CBC Sports. But I think both teams just stayed the course. I mean, Vic started fast with a 25-17 first quarter run, but then they've been outscored by 8 here in the second quarter, and pending the make, they'll stay at 8.
And with that, parity still there. Tie game. Late stages of this first half. And here is Mafia as they break the press. And Smid, a chance over Carojo. And that will go back to UCAM. Haidara on the 3-on-2. Haidara coast to coast. And the finger roll is exquisite.
Well, it starts with a snag away from Ethan Bogue, the junior, who was trying to get that ball, and he just ripped it away, called his own number for 2.
And with 45 ticks left in this first half, here are the UVic Vikes coming through. Mafia whipping a pass to the center arc. Spin move. Arnett. Rebound. Haidara. UCAM up by 2 and a chance to extend it beyond that.
You'll see it slow it down now. Civil, and they'll go in the pick and roll high situation here and overload that right side. Just gives them room to operate on that right wing.
19 on the big clock, 8 left on the small clock. Haidara. Sidecar pass. Lejeun's got 4 left on the shot clock for 3. Blasting that through. And now they're up by 5. Clock is rolling, 5 ticks to go. Mafia now. Last action of this first half. Mafia round 1. Mafia is fouled by Lejeun with 0.7 left in this first half.
Good take by Mafia, and it'll be a strong first half for him as he leads all scorers at 15. Carojo 12 the other side, but not much you can do if you're the Vikes on that last defensive set there. He just was able to extend that reach at the end on the follow-through, and it's a good-looking shot. And the Vikes, who are known for their three-point making, as a rare miss from Diego Mafia there. It's UCAM with 6 3-pointers compared to 5 for the Vikes, and a barrage of them in the first quarter. They've been quiet here in the second.
Mafia's free throw is good, and now it is a 43-39 lead.
So Maria Joseph calls a timeout and should advance the ball in this situation.
Yeah, I mean, you can't bring them home to you now, so it's almost the offseason for these guys, right? So they're going to advance it. They'll have 0.7 left, which is still time to get a shot off. We've seen Derek Fisher do it in the 2004 NBA playoffs. Lakers, Spurs, round 2. But now, in this situation, are we looking at a pass towards the rim or maybe away from the rim? Like, what do we look at this situation from a play calling perspective?
Well, 0.7 is an eternity. So, I mean, the options are endless, but you're going to have to think that their first shot is going to be taken away, or their first look. So can you get a quick flash to the rim? That's the ideal scenario. But because it's going to be a catch and shoot scenario, it's how do they set up their premier scorers who are going to be on the floor right now.
Well, it looks like they'll have the big hitters out there, the sharpshooters who can get the last roll of the dice. They are up by 4, so a good half for UCAM, a team that got rolled by UVic back in early October of the basketball season. And if they do win today, that would give Quebec 2 teams in the top 5, depending where Laval finishes, either as the gold medal or silver medalist in the situation now. So, and for Canada West, I mean, look, they have been after OUA has been probably the second best conference this year.
And that's a mistake on my end because it's only in the last 2 minutes of the game where that ball can advance. So that was a change of the rules a couple of years ago, but they'll have to keep it in the backcourt here. So they set up in the diamond formation. We'll see who they want to hit for the home run pass in motion.
Haidara looking to be like Patrick Mahomes. And here's Seville with the Hail Mary. Almost had it. And at the end of the first half, UCAM 43, Victoria 39. You're watching the 2024 U Sports Men's Final 8, presented by Green Shield and Michelob Light on CBC Sports.
Hi, I'm here for my 3:30 with a Mr. Greer.
Of course, we've confirmed coverage. The patient will be right with you. Dr. Patel, the patient will see you now.
Health coverage should put you first. Only Green Shield combines your health care and benefits coverage all in one place. Green Shield, better health for all.
They don't do it for the likes or for the shares. They do it for the fun of it, for the thrill, for the camaraderie, for the memories. CBC Sports, just because they love it.
Welcome back here, halftime. UQAM up 43-39 over UVic. Good first half of the Citadin, and they were definitely finding their shooting boots in the snow that we have had in St. Foy. See from the first half highlights, UVic opened up the play.
Well, you see in Diego Mafia was padded and step back three there, 25-17 lead after one quarter, but then the Citadin go on a roll and find their adjustments. 26-14 in the second quarter there, large part because of those backdoor cuts and paying attention and knocking a couple of pocket three corners, as you'll see one here splashed in by what is the home team, we'll call it quote unquote, in terms of the crowd partisan split here in Laval. But it's been Mafia and Ralph. Ralph's been quiet. They've got 27 combined points, but Ali Carajo has got 12, 5 rebounds and 3 assists. But it's been team basketball. They've limited the turnovers at this point. As we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, only 7 through the first half, and that's only accounted for 3. You look at the flip side, they've forced 9 turnovers, and they've canned them into the tune of 12.
Well, it has been shot making right now for UQAM. Can they carry that over to the second half against UVic? We'll find out in the second half, because again, for UQAM, if they win, they will finish in 5th place for the second year in a row, as they did last year, as they lost to Carleton in the first round, another OUA team that they lost to, but now a chance to finish off strong here. So at the end of the first half, UQAM up 43-39. And every year, U Sports celebrates its best student athletes honoring major accomplishments in each sport. Here are the nominees and winners of the 2024 U Sports All Rookie of the Year Award and the 2024 Fox 40 U Sports Coach of the Year Awards.
The nominees for the Dr. Peter Mullins Trophy as U Sports Men's Basketball Rookie of the Year are: en nomination pour le trophée Dr. Peter Mullins présenté à la recrue de l'année en basketball masculin U-Sport 2024 des sports universitaires de l'Atlantique from the AUS, Coet Thomas, St. Francis Xavier University, Université St. Francis Xavier. Du réseau du sport étudiant du Québec from the RCQ, Willem Mwanza, Université Laval University. Du sport universitaire de l'Ontario from the OUA, Xavier Spencer, Université Carleton University. Et de l'Association Ouest Canadienne, from Canada West, Easton Thim, University of Saskatchewan, Université de la Saskatchewan. Le lauréat du trophée Dr. Peter Mullins décerné à la recrue de l'année en basketball masculin U-Sport est: the winner of the Dr. Peter Mullins Award for U Sports Rookie of the Year in men's basketball is Xavier Spencer, Université Carleton University. Here are the nominees for the Stuart W. Aberdeen Memorial Trophy presented to the 2024 Fox 40 U Sports Men's Basketball Coach of the Year. Voici les candidats pour le trophée commémoratif Stuart W. Aberdeen présenté à l'entraîneur de l'année Fox 40 U Sport en basketball masculin. Des sports universitaires de l'Atlantique, from the AUS, Jonah Tossig, Université St. Mary's University. Du réseau du sport étudiant du Québec, from the RCQ, Rasko Popovich, Université Concordia University. Du sport universitaire de l'Ontario, from the OUA, Steph Barry, Université Queen's University. Et de l'Association Ouest Canadienne, from Canada West, Craig Beaucamp, University of Victoria, Université de Victoria. Le lauréat du trophée commémoratif Stuart W. Aberdeen et le prix Fox 40 présenté à l'entraîneur de l'année est: the winner of the Stuart W. Aberdeen Memorial Trophy and the Fox 40 U Sports Men's Basketball Coach of the Year is Craig Beaucamp, University of Victoria, Université de Victoria.
They don't do it for the likes or for the shares. They do it for the fun of it, for the thrill, for the camaraderie, for the memories. CBC Sports, just because they love it.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
The exchange was awesome. Yeah.
You have the power to inspire and impact the climate.
Hi, I'm here for my 3:30 with a Mr. Greer.
Of course, we've confirmed coverage. The patient will be right with you. Dr. Patel, the patient will see you now.
Health coverage should put you first. Only Green Shield combines your health care and benefits coverage all in one place. Green Shield, better health for all.
It's that moment again, the one you dream of every night. La seule chose qui te préoccupe, c'est la gloire. Le cheminement de la réussite, of pushing yourself further than ever before. But the true glory is in the shadows. Les sacrifices que tu fais, quand toutes les chances sont contre toi. When you can't push one more second, chase the glory. Visez haut.
Hello. Welcome back. Your halftime stats, looking at this right now, 43-39 lead for UQAM over UVic, and the shot making has been very good at 43% for UVic, 44% for UQAM, and three-point shooting has been very well as well, 35% for UQAM and 38% for the UVic Vikes.
Yeah, and the field goal percentage just aligns up with what they've been shooting all year. I mean, Vic on this season, 43%, that's 6th in the Can West, 2nd for UQAM at 43% in the regular season, and just clipping a couple percentage points above their normal from the land beyond. But you look at the ball distribution for the Citadel and a story here in the first half, 10 assists so far through 20 minutes of action. They only averaged 15.6 a game. That's good for second. So they're distributing the scoring, and then on the other side, it's been Mafia and Ralph with 27 combined, with Mafia leading all scorers at 16.
Key for this second half, if UQAM are to pull off the win over UVic, is what?
I mean, a large part of that 26-14 run in that second quarter was because Diego Mafia saw it on the bench for the first 4.5 minutes. Tighter margins here in the second half. Both teams know that the season ends after this, and they've got, 6-7 months basically to reset themselves at this point. So I wouldn't be surprised if Mafia is very limited. So how do you keep him accounted for? Do you let him beat you by scoring? But then if he beats you by facilitation and distribution and guys start clipping, including Ralph and Robinson, it's trouble for UQAM.
Well, right now it was a troubling end for UVic at the first half conclusion, and now they look to get out of the murky waters of the St. Lawrence River, and it was snowing outside, it was snowing threes inside. We'll see how this plays out for the second half action. Stay tuned. You are watching the 2024 U Sports Men's Final Eight Championship presented by Green Shield and Michelob Light on CBC Sports. Welcome back here, halftime over, and now we are underway for the third quarter play. UVic is chasing and hunting this game right now. It's been high octane at times here, and we'll see if the adrenaline feel for both teams can come up big. This is their third game in 3 days, and they would love to end off their campaign with a win, heading back to their respective homes. And here is Seville, who's going to end off his career as a citadin, win or lose, and we'll see if he can end off with a W. Carajo from the center arc. Nylon, big shot ran, and now they're up by 7.
9 turnovers in the first half, count for 12, and you get another one right off the bat, and another 3 added to the scoreboard, and now they're up 7.
And they're going to look to pickpocket their way through. Ronaldo Robinson, Mafia, and perhaps the heavy legs now setting in for Mafia because his last couple of shots have been nowhere near of quality or on the radar screen.
No, but that won't deter the young man here. He's now 3 of 7 from the land beyond 16 points to lead all scorers. So despite the misses, he will continue to take that shot.
You know he is in the mood. And even though it's snowing on the outside, it is in the inside where they want to rain threes.
You talk about snowing. I mean, we're just across the street here on the slip backdoor pass there, but it's a trek to get over here.
And Carajo cannot get to the trek of the two-pointer convert. It was indeed, and it should subside going towards the end of the day. And now here's Ronaldo Robinson against Carajo, up, over, and rebounded by UQAM.
Good hesitation initially. Schmidt almost had another tip in there in that situation, but they're going to recover into the half court for UQAM.
Seville around Tesfa Georges. Jean underneath on the byline. Here is Seville from the center arc, a reload from the free throw line. Backdoor inside the jungle and in, no, and back over it goes to the Vikes.
Well, he should have converted that one because Dosso did him a favor, the senior, in boxing out the other Vike defender in the paint there. He should have kissed that for 2 the easy way.
Robinson against Carajo. They've had some battles. Now in the twist, the turn up, and fouled is Ronaldo Robinson as that fizzled out at the end. And next year, we were talking about UBC being the home of the men's nationals, also the women's nationals. So there's 2 for 1 at UBC.
It's going to be a lot of basketball action in one venue over a weekend, but I mean, it's nice to see multiple, I mean, the men's and women's teams being combined on the national stage in one section.
Up of both excellent fields of quality of competition that we have. And Vancouver will be the epicenter of Canada for that weekend on March 13th to the 16th of 2025.
Offensive board here, high pick and roll with Smith, and we'll see what Diego does with it.
And Tesfa Georges On the turn, the fade, and that was nowhere near the rim. And back with his Carajo, and here's Seville the other way with Tesfa Georges on him. Seville in the paint. Seville is hungry for points, and now they're up by 8.
Yeah, the league MVP, a first-team All-Star, 4th in points per game at 13.1, and knowing it's his last time on the court, he's going to leave it all out there. And they're doing a great job here in the start of the third quarter. Still an 8-point lead.
Mafia. Beautiful pass. Better finish from Smid on the two-handed slam.
That stops a 5-1 run to begin this third quarter. And there's the distribution. We talked about him, especially in those pick-and-roll situations, just lethal.
6-point lead for the Citadins. Switch of play. Haidara. Back to Seville from the center arc. Back heel, rebound, Carajos got in there. Around 1, around 2, can't get the conclusion. And back out it comes to Uvik.
Well, they've scored, looks like 8 second-chance points off those offensive boards, and Robinson goes to work.
And he cannot finish off the homework. And back over to McFadden Jean. We are at 7 minutes left in this third quarter play. 6-point lead for the Citadins over the Uvik Vikes.
Well, and Craig Beaucamp has to wonder how often is he going to allow Ronaldo Robinson to play that kind of ISO ball. That is his style, but more often than not, we're seeing he's not converting.
From the flats. Short on that 3 from Haidara, and now in transition is the Vikings, and Robinson couldn't get that cleanly, and now trailing back is Schmid, and they'll now look for the reset on the possession of the offense. Test for Georges, bullseye, down by 3, 6:28 left.
35% coming into the second half, 8 of 21 now, and couldn't get the easy one earlier, but he cans the 3.
And Seville and Haidara with it. 6:16 left here. Backdoor McFadden Jean. We'll swing it back to Seville. Carajo. Seville from the flats. Does not buy a bucket. Rebounded by Robinson off his ankle, off his heel. Now it's a cat fight for the ball with the hands out there. Seville somehow gets it back to Haidara, who is fouled. And in the other Hurricane Category 5 that was on the court, Haidara gets to go to the line for 2 free throws.
It's frantic, to say the least, in this third quarter in the middle stages here, as both sides fighting for the loose ball on the floor, and then ends up in the hands of UCAM, and they'll head to the line for 2.
So Haidara at the line.
3 of 9 as a team, 33%, a sore point in what's been a good first 3 quarters overall.
Yeah, they make about 12.5 free throws per game, and they had 2 games where they made 19 plus free throws. And you think about the Ottawa loss. They were, I believe, what, 11 to 12 at one point in that game, and they still lost that match.
Well, they ended up shooting 94% from the line in that game, 17 of 18, so a little bit of a flip.
And a 5-point lead for the Citadins. A missed triple. Ping-ponging back right to Seville's hands. Do you think Beaucamp or Joseph will extend the bench or shorten the bench in this 5th place game?
I think it shortens as time runs here, as puts his hands behind the back there in the freshman, Griffin Arnett, but he gets caught on the drive into the lane. I think they'll have the rotational minutes with their normal guys like Diaz, who's going to come back onto the floor, but don't be surprised if they roll 6 or 7 at the most in the 4th quarter for both sides.
So Haidara at the line, effervescent on the court with the ball in his hands, and a serial scorer when it comes to points for in his career. And Haidara will miss the first free throw of the day on that sequence.
It's just, you saw guys like Ryan Gallagher get minutes there in the second quarter, the product of Rento Washington, and then Sergio Pereira, who is a rotational player. Look at that early step in, though. Because he cans it, they won't count against him.
And with that, 6-point lead, 5:34 left in this third quarter play. Test for Georges, almost stolen by Haidara. They break the press. Mafia, Pereira against Doso. Cutting through is Ralph. Splitting that through is Seville. And now here are the Citadins. 4-on-2. Louis Jeune. Transition. Perfect. And now they're back up by 8.
That's execution 101 there. 3-on-2, 2-on-1. You practice that all the time as young players.
Arnett. Here's Test for Georges.
They got to move that ball quicker if they want clean looks out of the press break there.
It's static, and now the 3. Lacking the electricity, and back over to Steven Diaz, over to Kevin Seville. The present and the future out there, the backcourt players of Seville and Diaz. Louis Jeune. Diaz, Seville, test for Georges on him in the paint. And Dosu over Pereira, and they're up 10, 4:37 left. Timeout call by UVic. You're watching the 2024 U Sports Men's National Final 8, presented by Green Shield and Michelob Light on CBC Sports.
Yes. The exchange was awesome. Yeah.
You have the power to inspire and impact the climate.
Hi, I'm here for my 3:30 with a Mr. Greer.
Of course, we've confirmed coverage. The patient will be right with you. Dr. Patel, the patient will see you now.
Health coverage should put you first. Only Green Shield combines your health care and benefits coverage all in one place. Green Shield, better health for all.
The 2024 U Sports Men's Volleyball Championship is headed to the campus of Queen's University in Kingston, Ontario, March 14th to 17th. Tournament packages and single game tickets are on sale now. Click the QR code at the bottom of your screen or visit gales.universitytickets.com to order your tickets today. The 2024 U Sports Men's Volleyball Championship in Kingston, Ontario. Chase the glory, and right now, the glory is in the hands of UQAM, who have had a good third quarter start here, up by 10. And I know, look, UVic's been here for almost a week, but in theory, their body clock is still at 9 a.m. or now 10 a.m. local time.
Well, they got to wake up. They had a fast start, but they're not winning the middle stages. They've been outscored 38-20 in the second and third quarters alone.
Elias Ralph had a in fuego start in the first quarter, rather cold in the second half. And here he is against Diaz, and he does not hit it. Dosu popped up in the air by UVic to get it back a new 24. Mafia, that's up in the air, and now right to Ralph, who has no options yet, and now the fadeaway is the option, and now they're down by 8.
He gets a sweet little J there on the baseline, but good work by Diaz, knowing that Ralph wanted to eventually work that left hand on the glass side there. You see a little bit of holding going on there as they attempted the pick and roll at Dosso initially.
Seville. Oh, lovely bamboozling right there. That's what Georges forces them out. Louis Jeune. Seville's got 3 left in the shot clock. Dead to rights. And that was a tasteless possession for UQAM, and this goes back over to UVic.
Well, they're shooting just under 44% from the field through almost 3 quarters here, so they've been attacking the paint has been the name of the game, and then stretching you with the 3-point shot. And their bench continues to play big. 16 points in this game so far. Elie Carajol leads the home side with 15 points. And then Quincy and Louis Jeune has 9, and Hadera's got 8 on the other side. Mafia has 16, Ralph 13.
And that pass, safety first, out of bounds by Hadera. That was going to go intended for number 17, Scott Morozov, who's in Morozov, a big part in the game for the first time from Ormond-Dante, Ontario. Has scored less than a point a game, played sparingly during the regular season, did not see action in the Can West final, but now in for Beaucamp.
And that's the thing, is they just get rotational minutes here right now. Miscommunication there, as thought Mafia was going to go up to the wing. Mafia beat his man on the inside step in. You see the miscommunication in terms of not playing a lot together on the court and knowing each other's tendencies.
Like keeping your nerve now at this point in the matchup with 3:25 left in this third quarter play. Louis Jeune, Carajo. UQAM's got their big names out there. And here's one of them. Carajo on the slip. Morozov right there. Recovered by Hadera, and he got hit, and there's a whistle in the play. So you see the 5-a-side composition is definitely a more senior-laden team for the Citadins, and a bit of a youth senior movement here for UVic on the court.
Well, and for Mario Joseph and company, I mean, it's their last time at the helm here in this arena, so he wants those seniors to have those last moments together. And see the other side, the Vikes are going to run it back, so they can afford to have some younger guys get rotational minutes for what is expected to be a deep run again next year.
Lejeune now with it. Both teams low in the team fouls in this quarter. 2 for UVic, 1 for UQAM. The 3 from Caillot, too strong. Diaz poking that back over. And the cleanup for Carajo from the pass of Haidara, and now they're back up 10.
Well, they just keep sitting in that press there, and then you see them play 5 out in terms of their offensive sets. A lot of room to operate in the half court.
Ralph missing the 3. Rebound right to Haidara. They are fizzing right now, the Citadin. And here's one player who is fizzing, and this will be a foul the other way, as Haidara did not have the brakes on that transition play.
Well, he wants the foul on the senior in Tesfa Georges there for sliding as he's stepping in front of them there, but he's not going to win the argument, and it'll be Vikes ball. And again, they're just stunting them here with a 3-quarter press right now. And a 10-point lead still. I mean, it's an impressive 3rd quarter and middle stages of this game.
It is a 4-quarter game. And there's still 1 more to go. And here's Ralph trying to close down the gap, and he won't. Rebound Diaz, 2:25 left in this quarter.
He struggled yesterday, 3 of 16 for 8 points. Better game today so far, but he's missed the mark a couple times now.
Lejeune back with it, and now trying to direct traffic. Overload now to his left. Lejeune in the paint. Finding Caillot. 5 left in the shot clock. On the spin, the turn, the twist, jumper. And unfortunate for Tesfa Georges, he got hit in the chops. And
second time he's on the floor in his recent memory, and he's looking for that chin. See how his facial expression changed there when he gets the no call. So gets worked there. The sweep.
The right elbow got to the jaw of Tesfa Georges.
We've seen that called the other day a couple times in transition when the guys were trying to do the Euro step on a fast break opportunity, but he's in pain initially, and then he grabs that chin and he looks up, and it's just in disbelief, and now a bit of frustration as you see him on the bench there with his head down momentarily.
Yeah, he might have to forget that Esquire cover photo shoot he might have in May. And right now they're trying to get themselves a photo shoot of points here, down by 10. Uncharacteristic for the Vikes, and that is uncharacteristic of the miss by the Vikes. And here come the Citadin the other way. Lejeune from the corner pocket. Splash! Up by 13. They are hunting and hounding for points against the Vikes.
That's the 3-point shot that continues to work, but the turnovers, again, 13 for the Vikes, and they've got 21 points off that.
Open 3 for Ronaldo Robinson. He misses that. Haidara on the recovery, and now it is Carajo who is fizzing, and the layup not there, but he's fouled by one of the Vikes. And he will go to the line for 2 free throws.
I believe it should be on Schmid at the end of the day, and it looks like it'll be on Hellman. That's going to get called. But the Vikes struggling. You thought the second quarter was an anomaly in terms of their scoring ability after putting up 25 in the first quarter. They're still held at single digits here with the buck 18 at 8 points.
And Carajo missing that free throw. And for Eddie Carajo, a 66% free throw shooter, played at Ottawa University, transferred back over to UQAM to have the run with these guys, his childhood basketball teammates from early teens, Cégep, and now an early adulthood as well. 14-point lead for the Citadin, biggest lead for either side. It might be Diego Mafia time with the way they're down by 14. This is his move, and now a whistle on the play with 1:04 left, and that will be a foul on the Citadin.
And that's the one thing you want to see from Diego Mafia a lot of moving forward next year is don't try and overwork the 3-point shot. Yes, he can hoist and he can connect from anywhere he wants in the middle of the 3-point arc there, but have more correct decision making in terms of being intentional with going into the paint.
Mafia. In the paint they go, and the floater from Hellman. Nothing but manage on that one, and that will stop clock with 51.9 left. Referees talking quickly here. And this will be UQAM possession.
A little game management there, exchange between a couple of players there. But Hellman yesterday, 18 minutes of action, 5 points, 4 rebounds. He's a rotational guy, along with that of Pereira, that is going to be a fixture for this team next year.
Lejeune. Here's Steven Diaz, 43 seconds left in the third quarter. Carajo. Oh, he bamboozled and put Schmid on Bambi on ice. And that will make it a 14-point lead again for the Citadin.
He got him two-stepping towards the baseline there and really sold the drive to the left side of the paint there.
Hellman. Mafia trying to go around Carajo. He does. Hellman from the 45, and he'll option for B. Mafia missing the 3. 13 seconds left. Up in the air. Carajo now pushing the pace up towards Haidara. Drop pass. And Caillot caught in 2 minds with 6 seconds left. Back to you, Vic.
That would have been a beautiful tic-tac-toe, but the difference today so far is those offensive boards by Schmid, not a thing this afternoon.
4 seconds left from Kelowna, and missed by Mafia. And at the end of 3, UQAM is still up by 14, 63-49. Stay tuned. You're watching the 2024 U Sports Men's Final 8 Championship, presented by Green
They
Shield.
don't do it for the
and
likes
Michelob Light on CBC Sports.
or for the shares. They do it for the fun of it, for the thrill, for the camaraderie, for the memories. CBC Sports, just because they love it.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Hi, I'm here for my 3:30 with a Mr. Greer.
Of course, we've confirmed coverage. The patient will be right with you. Dr. Patel, the patient will see you now.
Health coverage should put you first. Only Green Shield combines your health care and benefits coverage all in one place. Green Shield, better health for all.
CBC is home of University Sports in Canada. Catch the best U Sports men's hockey teams as they face off in the 2024 University Cup live from Toronto. The action begins Thursday, March 14th at 1 p.m. on CBC Gem, CBCSPORTS.CA, the CBC Sports app, and CBC Sports YouTube. U Sports on CBC Chase the Glory, March 14th to 17th in Toronto. In fact, we'll have the announcement of the brackets later on today. I had the honor here, Greg. I hope we don't botch it. I hope we hit the post on that one.
Look forward to that. I mean, a series of big tournaments going as it's banner season across U Sport, and talking about chasing the glory. 2 teams later on in the 6 p.m. broadcast. First time winner coming up here in terms of winning the U Sport title between Queens and the host, the Laval Rouge et Or, who are going to have this building packed as you see the bracket here. Queens disposing of the Westmen, who were my dark horse pick coming into this tournament, and they dispose of their Ontario East rivals in the Ottawa GGs. And the upset of the tournament, Laval Rouge et Or over the Victoria Vikes, the #1 overall seed. And then they dispose of Dalhousie and Malcolm Christie and company to book their ticket to the championship game.
Well, we'll have a very compelling matchup with those 2 teams. Familiar in terms of the distance of who they recruit and whatnot, and now a chance to be the Canadian champion for 2024. Now a chance for a 5th place finish for either side. UQAM looking like they are in the pole position. Here's Diaz from the corner. Too strong. Rebound right by Robson, recovered by Mafia.
Well, they put 26 and 20 respectively in the middle stages compared to 14 and 10 for the #1 seed.
Robinson slashing his way through like Shinobi, and he gets this down to 12.
And he's the 3rd guy that had to get it going for this team. He's now up to 5, but it's been a struggle. 2 of 7 from the field so far.
And here is Lejeune back with it. Caillot on the turn. Diaz. And again, this is a UQAM team very patient in possession, and Lejeune will back it out over to Caillot. Splash! And they're back up by 15.
Nice little whip pass from one wing to the other. In their warm-ups, they were working those cross pass and shoot opportunities for about 7 or 8 minutes, and you see it pay off right there.
Ralph short on that, and that is paid off by UQAM's defending. And now here comes the Citadin in transition. Lejeune for 3. Front rim, rebound, Haidara, new 14 for the Citadin.
And they can go any way they want here as they settle back into the half court, but just it's been more urgency by the Citadin throughout the course of this game.
It's been nice and patient so far for them. Lejeune has been patient, and that is regal, and now they're up by 17.
He's up to 14 now. Carajo's got 20 to lead all scorers.
Smid Two-handed slam, a little bit unorthodox because he almost missed it, but got it in it nonetheless.
He's got 2 crams now, but the bigger one happened against him earlier yesterday.
UCAM asleep at the wheel, and they punished him on that transition. Caillot.
You see they're just going to ride over these screens and hedge their bets there.
Yeah, he's trying to hedge his bet. Back out to Carajo. Reload, 3. And a whistle. Caillot might be called for the foul, and it appears it is going to be the case. And he is looking at the referee, trying to figure it out how that is against him. It's back to you, Vic.
Him and Robinson getting tangled up on the baseline there as Hellman's going to check out, and a substitution coming in for Craig Beaucamp and company. It looks like the freshman and Ryan Gallagher will come back. Saw minutes in that second quarter. Nice authoritative pass there on the break.
From the flats. Missed again, and the cleanup by Ralph on aisle 6 from Diego Mafia's shot. They're down by 13.
Well, Mafia usually automatic from the land beyond, a 34% three-point shooter, second and makes, and rare miss there, but a good cleanup.
Timeout call on the court. 7:37 left in this fourth quarter of play. UCAM up by 13. Could they hold on, or will UVic make a run? Stay tuned. You're watching the 2024 U Sports Men's National Final 8, presented by Green Shield and Michelob Light on CBC Sports.
They don't do it for the likes or for the shares. They do it for the fun of it, for the thrill, for the camaraderie, for the memories. CBC Sports, just because they love it.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Hi, I'm here for my 3:30 with a Mr. Greer.
Of course, we've confirmed coverage. The patient will be right with you. Dr. Patel, the patient will see you now.
Health coverage should put you first. Only Green Shield combines your health care and benefits coverage all in one place. Green Shield, better health for all.
Tonight, CBC Sports is Canada's home for University Sports as we present the gold medal game of the 2024 Green Shield U Sports Men's Basketball Final 8, Sunday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Catch all of the action from Quebec City only on CBC Gem, CBCSPORTS.CA, U Sports on CBC. Chase the Glory, the Green Shield U Sports Men's Final 8 tonight. And partner, I believe we're inside 5 hours of that rendezvous we'll have between Queens and Laval.
I mean, exciting times here in Quebec City, especially for the host to pull off an upset and then keep it calm and collected in the second game and win that semifinal matchup. A dream scenario for Nathan Grant and company.
Carajo does not get that scenario in his favor, and now is UVic on the run. Could this be the scene that they're looking for? Transition 3 from Mafia. And he'll recook that one. Caillot on the rebound, and now 2-on-1 for Louis Jeune on the gallop on his bike. Layup is short. Right back to UVic we go.
The question is, what color blazer does Nathan Grant wear? He had gold day 2, red day 1. Does he pull out a different color day 3?
I might do like a melange. Red and gold, you know, because this is usually all, right?
Switch one per half, maybe, the look?
Maybe. And here's the switch by Robinson. And that is empty, and back out to Seville, 6:42 left. But I will say this, though. The gym will be rammed of fans. Like, it will be packed for this game.
I mean, the game before that, too, coming up at 2 p.m. is no slouch of a knocker either with Dalhousie and Ottawa.
Seville is no slouch from 3, and they're back up by 16.
And he's up to double figures now. 3 players now. He's got 10. Louis Jeune with 14. Carajo with 20.
Robinson going back the other way. Yeah, that Laval Queens game means a lot from what I gathered. And now in the paint, the wild shot coming through, missed by Gallagher, the Renton native. And here is Caillot on the end line.
He only averages a hair under 4 a game.
And Louis Jeune missing the 3, rebounded by Elias Ralph. The clock is ticking, and that is not good for UVic because they need points at a high clip. And Ralph can provide that, and he misses that.
There's another 3-pointer not going the wayside. They were 25% heading into that shot attempt there, now 6-25. So just not falling their way this afternoon.
Seville back with it, and now he looks to unlock this UVic defending. Open, Louis Jeune. And he got caught in two minds. Call for the travel, and we go back to the way down by 16 is Uvic.
Well, he went the jab, trying to set him up on the wing so he could drive baseline. See a bit of talking going on right now between Diego Mafia and Quincy Louis Jeune, a pair of first and second team All-Stars respectively in their conferences.
Well, Louis Jeune will have a respite on the bench as now they bring back Haidara, and of course they bring in Hilaire, who will come in for this fourth quarter action.
Haidara, a great game one of this tournament, and then kind of cooled off game two.
And Mafia cooled off, and it is not been his day so far. The snow has been weighing outside heavily, and it's been weighing heavily on his shooting form today.
Oh, he was great in the first quarter, and then he's just cooled off. He had 11, I believe, if I remember correctly. He's been held in check in the second half here. He's got 16, 5, and 5, but it's been a struggle all afternoon for one of the premier scorers in the country.
Haidara watched by Arnott. Here is Seville. Around Mafia, around Robinson. And the quick shot was off target. Rebounded by Caillot. He's got to release it. And it's one and done for the Citadin. Uvic on the run. And here comes the layup and the foul. And free throws come up for Arnott, who is a 60% free throw shooter for Victoria, BC. The shooting recommend has not been, acumen, a big part, has not been there so far today for Uvic.
Well, they'll go to the line for their 12th and 13 trips, respectively, 64% from the line. Now dip on the first one there off the miss, but they shoot 69% from the line, which is middle of the pack, 11th, 9th in terms of makes and attempts. But the shot from the line beyond hasn't been working. They haven't been able to get to the line consistently enough to make up for it, and it's been a poor shooting afternoon. I mean, they're at 36%, and when they're efficient, they're shooting well over 40%. They're relaxed, and everything seems a little more rigid and stiff in the half court here.
Right now, the Can West is looking at potentially being 1-4 at the Nationals this year. Winnipeg went 0-2. Uvic could be 1-2. Carajo missing the three. Rebound right to Haidara. New 14 for the Citadin. And now Haidara using his deltoids. Carajo. Hilaire took his eyes off the ball. And now that will be a foul the other way. And if UQAM does hold on to this win, they'll be 2-1 at the tournament. And at minimum, with the RSQ, they could be 4-2 or 5-1 with Laval being 2-0 so far.
It'll be a good look for the RSEQ in terms of the quality of basketball here displayed at the national level.
And points too, right, for seedings and all that stuff and what they can get down the road.
Yeah, so I mean, it gives people a second chance to look at this conference a little more, especially when it comes to those at-large bids at the national tournaments.
And now it's Mafia with it. 4:10 left in this ball game. Greg Campbell, Mo Con on this Sunday afternoon, the first of three, the final day of action here from St. Foy, Quebec. And the three from Ralph. And it's just gone cold for them. They have not found any passage of success with the three-point shot so far in the second half. And Louis Jeune bamboozling. And he's fouled by Schmidt, who hurts his hand on the hack. And Schmidt has definitely had a rough weekend of rim protecting so far.
Well, both teams have been struggling to shoot the ball here in their fourth quarter. They combined 15 points. UQAM at 8, Vic at 7. So points at a premium now, and you've seen the defensive attrition that these two teams have had during the regular season starting to play out here. Another freshman checking into the game for Craig Beaucamp.
Now it is Louis Jeune, very neat at the free throw line this season. And Louis Jeune's first free throw is good. He played for the Montreal Alliance in the CEBL. Hit a three-pointer in his first appearance as an Alliance member last July. And could be in their future cards. And rebound right there by Hilaire. New 14 for the Citadin. 3:45 left in this fourth quarter play.
Well, and to know for a lot of these guys, there's options after the university level here in Canada is refreshing, because previously outside of leagues like the CBL and NBLC that's been rebranded now, I mean, most guys had to go over to Europe and play, you know, level 2, level 3 European competition, just try and find their ways onto different teams across the world. And now to be able to have that in your back door is nice.
And the timing of it too is great for U Sports players who have eligibility, such as Mafia, Louis Jeune, or Carajo, and the three coming in. courtesy of Gallagher, because it gives them, as you said before earlier in the tournament, Greg, that it gives them the experience to play professional athletes that helps their game grow when they come back to U Sports. And the basketball not count, a travel call by Caillot, but the development, you see them come back a lot more reinvigorated than before.
Well, the game's faster. It's more physical at the next level. So just being able to work those guys in practice and game settings, again, doesn't matter how many minutes they get, just those looks help. And I mean, it's great off-season training for them. And then they're kind of in rhythm when they get into their preseason matchups in August and September.
The three, Hellman, nylon, and now they're back in, down by 10 with 2:50 left in this ball game.
An 8th three-pointer for the team now. The seeded doesn't have 10 on the other side, but seeing them finding their rhythm here late.
And the rhythm from Louis Jeune has been a platinum finish by him, and now they're up by 12.
Well, Mafia is frustrated because he sold out on the strip there. He was expecting help on the backside, just never came.
And it is going to be Mafia who might have to be the superhero of the situation. There he is, showing his superpowers, and now they're down by 10 again with 2:20 left in this ballgame.
See a different look there where they have the shooters in the pocket corners. Will they run that in their next set? And Mafia is going to get isolated and picked on here.
Open, Caillot, near flats. And the putback, the forensic touch not there from Hilaire. And now 10-point lead with 2 to go. This could be the biggest possession now for UVic, and that is going to hurt them. And here's the breakaway, Seville to kill it off, and he does for Diego Mafia. He comes up limping right now late in this ballgame.
Might have been a little bit of a knee-on-knee there, but just frustration at the end of the day. It's been the story of the middle stages of this game.
And here's replay right here from Mafia.
He tries to go behind the back there, and then...
Oh, it was non-contact.
Yeah, so just lost his footing there. It's been one of those afternoons, to say the least.
Indeed, indeed. At the late stages of this fourth quarter, UQAM looking like they are on their way to the 5th place finish. And they'll have a sweet bus ride. They're going to leave right after the game back home to Montreal. And they will now build for next year for Mario Joseph and his Citadin, 2-time Quebec champions in back-to-back years. To repeat 3 years in a row will be tough because Concordia is lurking and they have everyone coming back next year, just like UVic. So perhaps it might be a Concordia UQAM Quebec battle next year.
Yeah, you say Concordia, but then we want to know, you know, Laval's had an outstanding tournament, but think about what this does for the recruiting for this team to be able to play in a national championship game regardless of what happens. So even though this is a great run by, you know, the host team, it's going to pay dividends, and the question becomes for that program, and we'll talk about it in the 6 p.m. broadcast, is what's the long-term effects of them being at this stage in this game in prime time?
Without doubt. And UVic will leave tomorrow morning back home to Victoria. Cross-country travel. These are student athletes, so they have to get back to class by Tuesday.
Well, you wonder how many of them have been doing their homework between games here, as it's midterm season right now.
Homework. Well, right now, their homework today will be incomplete by the looks of this 12-point lead for UQAM.
Sorry, self-directed study at this level.
Yeah, and here's a 3 for Hellman. And he misses that. Rebound Carajo, and that might be it for UVic and trying to pull off the ultimate comeback.
Well, most of these guys have a little bit of a lightened course load. There's far and few that when you put this much time into the sport you love, where you can manage 5 courses, and the people that do that, 5 or 6, I mean, kudos to you for being able to pull it off.
If I was at UVic, I'd be outdoors all day, riding my bike. I mean, great weather year-round, off the Pacific Ocean, salmon fishing. You're not far from Vancouver, not far from Whistler. Why not?
Well, I mean, the idea is when you're in the field of education and teaching is outdoor education. How can you pull the curriculum outside the confines of the normal structured classroom?
Well, again, I would be outdoors. I'd be laxing right now if I was in Victoria, BC. I wonder what the temperature is in Victoria, BC today.
You can probably look it up, but it's been, I mean, that El Nino effect across the country has produced a warmer winter across the board.
And right now the temps for UVic here has been cold, and they are going to be 1 and 2 at the Nationals. And for UQAM, they will be, again, 5th place finishers. For Mario Joseph, he's trying to break down that door to get into that medal conversation, which will have to be looked upon for next year. They'll have a year to consider and reconfigure to perhaps get back to UBC for the Nationals. And now UQAM will empty out their bench as they'll bring in the backups And they'll send off the rookies and the veterans on a high note, as coming into the game was Milan Robichaud along with Lamotte.
8 degrees right now, by the way, partner, but next weekend even better, between 10 and 12.
And that is it for Carajo and Seville. 12 degrees is very nice. And their youth sports careers are going to end on a high note. And we're in the final minute of play, 13-point lead. And the 3 for Mafia might be too little too late for the Vikes.
Yeah, the 9th three-pointer, he's now 4 of 12, 33%, 7 of 15. He's tied for the lead scoring with Carajo, but as you mentioned there, just came at the wrong time.
And this is always mixed emotions for any athlete in any sport that you play in, win or lose, that this is it. Robichaud, nylon, gets his first 3 of the day. No action in the Quebec final. Didn't see much playing time during the regular season, but he puts a nice bow on the 5th place finish for the Citadin. A 3-pointer off the window by Mafia.
Yeah, he didn't call banks, so in most leagues that wouldn't count, but at the professional level it always does.
And that is it. So UQAM will run out the clock. There will be 2 seconds left on the game clock, so UVic will get one more chance. So UQAM will be your 5th place finishers. UVic will finish 6th. Not what they wanted, but now both teams will look forward towards the off season and again get together for the new season in August and a chance to perhaps be back at UBC for the Final 8 next March. So UVic, they have everyone coming back from all indication, and for UQAM, they'll have to do a reset slightly with some of their guys moving on here, and all smiles for the Sky Blue, and for the All Whites, not so much, as they will go back home to Victoria 1 and 2. Final thoughts here, partner, before we go to the player of the game.
Well, head scratching for the Vikes on that plane ride home. I mean, you get 39 combined between Mafia and Ralph, but you have the coach of the year in the Can West and Craig Beaucamp. You have the 2-time player of the year in Diego Mafia. They come out here, and the Eastern Front, a little bit of a cold chill to say the least. They fall to 1 and 2 in this tournament, as mentioned. And for UQAM on the other side, they won the middle quarters 46-24. That's the difference in this game. They put in the work. They weathered the storm in the first quarter, and deservingly so, the seniors that put in so much effort into this program have played together since a young age will end on a smile.
Let's go down to courtside for the PA announcer, Marc-Antoine Garapi, with the player of the games for UQAM and for UVic coming up right now.
Nike Player of the Game Awards, please welcome directrice du service des activités sportives à l'Université Laval, Madame Julie Dionne, et directeur adjoint et responsable du programme Rouge et Or, Monsieur Jean-Noël Corriveau. Le joueur du match du côté des Vikes, the player of the game for Victoria, le numéro 6, number 6, Diego Mafia.
So Mafia will end off his season on a player of the game award, player of the year award as well for U Sports.
Yeah, it's not the hardware he wants to collect, though, at the end of the day. You see.
No, definitely not.
Et le joueur du match du
battered
côté
and
des
frustrated.
Citadins,
Shot
player of the
50%
game
from the
for
field
UQAM,
still,
le
but
numéro
tough
22,
sledding.
number 22, Eddie Carajo.
And Eddie Carajo with that, and he ends off his season on a good note.
Double-double for him, 21 points, 7 of 17 shooting, including 4 3-pointers, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists. Those are 2 game-high scorers of the players of the game here.
So there you go, Carajo end off. Not yet determined, but in all signs are pointing towards this being his last game. He was brought up with Seville late in the 4th quarter, so we'll see if he does come back or not. And that is it from here. UQAM are your winners. They win 80-70 over UVic. UVic will head home 1 and 2. UQAM will head down the highway towards Montreal 2 and 1, as they'll take off right after the game back to Montreal, and they'll salute their crowd as well. I see the highlights right here. Mafia with the 3, and UQAM, as Greg mentioned before, 2nd and 3rd quarters ran it and never looked back, and they are your winners today. So that'll do it for us here. Game 1 of the Bucks. Up next, bronze medal. It will be Dal against Ottawa at 2 p.m. tip. Stay tuned for more action from the 2024 U Sports Green Shield Final 8, presented by Michelob Light on CBC Sports.
It's that moment again, the one you dream of every night. La seule chose qui te préoccupe, c'est la gloire. Le cheminement de la réussite, of pushing yourself further than ever before. But the true glory is in the shadows. Les sacrifices que tu fais, quand toutes les chances sont contre toi. When you can't push one more second, chase the glory. Visez haut.